Hello, I'm Hilary Farmelo from Aspire, and welcome to the launch of EmployAbility Leisure, an initiative to increase the number of disabled people working across the sport and leisure sector. Today, we will be releasing 3 guides that will be available to download free of charge at the end of this 30-minute presentation. We will also hear from some industry leaders about how they will be promoting this initiative. First of all, I will tell you a little bit about each of the guides. The first guide is Guide A for disabled people, or for any person or organisation supporting and advising disabled people. This guide sets out the different types of training, qualifications and roles available across the industry. And it is full of tips and advice about things that you may want to consider or ask about to ensure that any training course or job opportunity would be fully accessible to you. We do want to encourage disabled people to consider the leisure sector as a career option for them, where they will be welcomed and supported. Guide B is for training providers and awarding organisations. And this guide is to help them consider how they can ensure that their training courses are accessible to disabled people. And it is full of practical examples from the industry about how to make certain adaptations for various impairment types and different types of training and assessment. Finally, Guide C for employers is for leisure operators and sporting organisations to consider how inclusive an organisation they are, and again full of practical examples of things that they need to consider to attract disabled people to apply for positions with them, and also to how to adapt roles and workplaces to ensure that disabled people can develop and thrive within their organisation. For employers that follow and implement this guidance, many of them will then be able to gain disability competent employer status. We will now move on to listen to our industry leaders.
My name is Brian Carlin, Chief Executive of Aspire. Aspire is a national spinal cord injury charity, and we created the Aspire Leisure Centre, which is a fully inclusive community leisure service. The Aspire Leisure Centre was designed in the 1980s by a former spinal injury patient here at the London Spinal Centre, a paraplegic architect named Andrew Walker. In its day, it was possibly designed as the most accessible and inclusive leisure facility in the world. Since then, we've been welcoming disabled customers and disabled employees, taking on roles within the charity itself in general roles, as well as in management, fitness instructors and receptionists. Over the years that the Aspire Leisure Centre has been open to the public, we have always employed disabled fitness instructors. As such, we have enjoyed a considerable number of disabled members enjoying the facilities and benefit from the services that we provide. We always believed that because we employ disabled fitness instructors, the disabled customers were made to feel more welcome. This gave us the idea to pilot test, in partnership with YMCA Fit, a program that would break down the barriers to allow disabled people to train to be fitness professionals, and to work with leisure operators to give them work experience and confidence, but not only that, to change the attitudes and mindsets of people working within the leisure industry itself. Since the launch and success of that initial pilot scheme, we worked in partnership through funding from Sport England to launch the Instructability programme. Since then, hundreds of disabled people have trained to become fitness professionals, gained work experience and confidence, and taken up permanent employment within the leisure industry. This next stage in the launch of the EmployAbility Leisure Guides, I hope we'll see many more disabled people be encouraged to take up a profession within the leisure industry, and that these guides will also support leisure operators and training providers to ensure they are welcomed within our environment.
SIMSPA is the professional body for the sport and physical activity sector, and we are absolutely delighted to have supported Aspire in the development of these essential guidelines. We're looking forward to embedding all of these guidance notes into our professional standards, ensuring that our workforce is representative of the society that it serves.
Hi, my name is Hugh Edwards. I'm Chief Executive of UK Active, which is the membership organisation for the fitness, leisure and physical activity sector with over 4,000 members across the UK. UK Active's vision is to develop a sector that is freely accessed and utilised by all and in whatever capacity they wish. And this sector, comprising health, fitness, leisure and well-being, has an essential role to play in narrowing the disparities and inequalities faced by disabled people today. And as the sector's trade body, we are uniquely placed to deliver on this, drawing on our partnerships to raise awareness across the sector and convene suppliers and operators to share learnings and evidence. And this has never been more important than it is to deliver on this now, especially for the benefit of disabled people. And as part of this delivery, Everyone Can is the ongoing agenda from UK Active to set a collaborative tone for inclusivity and accessibility across the sector. Our sector wants to continue to develop and improve the standards for disabled people in every community. And whilst the focus tends to be on participation and access to facilities, we know how important representation is. And the fitness and leisure sector is no different to that. On our insight on disability, the first with specific leisure focus, noted that more disabled people working on the sector and working within the sector would increase the sense of belonging on the gym floor, and would mean that the workforce is more representative of the communities we serve, and in doing so, reap a series of benefits to the industry and society as a whole. It is important we work together to play our part in promoting this opportunity. So it's great to be part of the launch of the EmployAbility Leisure Guides. They clearly articulate the actions that a leisure facility can take to promote diversity, and UK Active will be there to encourage our membership to take note of these valuable resources and realise the great opportunity and the benefits of an inclusive culture. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Barry Horn, Chief Executive of Activity Alliance, the national charity and leading voice for disabled people in sport and activity. I've spent more than 10 years as Chief Executive of Activity Alliance. Both my personal and professional life is built on my passion for social inclusion and change for disabled people. In that time, we've constantly strived to set out the changes which disabled people tell us need to be made. Our current strategy is particularly ambitious. Our vision is to achieve fairness for disabled people in sport and activity. Along with our members, stakeholders, and individuals across various sectors, we're making this happen by changing attitudes and embedding inclusive practices right across the country. We're long-time supporters of Aspire's Instructability Employment Programme for disabled people. We will continue to work closely with them, and we fully back their EmployAbility Leisure initiative to create more accessible and inclusive training and workplaces for disabled people in the leisure sector. Activity Alliance supports the drive to get more disabled people working in a range of roles and at all levels in the sport and leisure industry. A diverse and person-centred workforce is one of the biggest assets in any organisation. The guidance set out in the 3 guides aligns back to what we stand for as an organisation, tackling inequality head on. We recognise the importance of EmployAbility's leisure guidance to disabled people, training providers and employers. Through our work, we lead and support on several programmes and resources designed to upskill workforces and provide both leadership and organisational development. Our Get Out, Get Active programme has a number of disabled people who deliver activities and volunteer right across our programme locations. Activity Alliance also supports quality assurance frameworks for the leisure sector, including Quest and Moving Communities. The guides from EmployAbility Leisure provide valuable advice to help leisure operators and training providers to continually improve their offer, tackle the fairness gap, and support more disabled people to be active.